Your stories, our community. This is Local 5 News with Paul Evenson and meteorologist Chad Raeflisberger.
All right, good Father's Day Sunday to you all out there. Thank you for watching. It is just before 6:30 now. I'm Paul Evenson, Chad Raeflisberger in with us, and we're hoping for perhaps a little calmer Father's Day than we saw yesterday and into the evening last night, Chad.
Yeah, things got a little interesting yesterday evening. First of all, happy Father's Day to you, Paul, my
Thank
father,
you.
and all the dads out there. A much better forecast expected on this Father's Day, at least compared to what we had yesterday with all the rain and some strong storms across the area. Temperature-wise, here across the state of Wisconsin, it is muggy, especially across the eastern portions of the state. 64 right now in Green Bay, already flirting with 70 in Milwaukee, but there is some cooler and drier air to the north and west, and we'll start to feel a little less humidity as we head through the afternoon. Still hanging on to some cloud cover here across portions of northeastern Wisconsin, but some sunlight beginning to show up as well. Things pretty quiet off to the west, but we will see our next chance for showers and maybe a few storms later on this evening and tonight. But before that, just a little cloud cover at 8 a.m. with temperatures in the upper 60s, 74 more sunshine by noon. Lots of sunshine, a little less humid by 4 o'clock this afternoon as well, with highs away from the lake in the lower 80s. We'll have another recap of the strong storms yesterday, plus let you know when our next round of rain arrives this week, coming up in just a few minutes, Paul.
Thank you, Chad. Happening around our community this morning, the Supreme Court has ruled that the Trump administration's plan to end the DACA program is illegal. Local 5's Eric Richards spoke with some local dreamers about how they feel about the decision and what they hope to see in the future.
On Thursday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled against the Trump administration's plan to end the benefit program for DACA recipients throughout the United States. Here in Green Bay, the decision brought cautious excitement.
Very happy. Again, with caution, because the decision from the Supreme Court is that the process was illegal. That doesn't mean that it can't be revisited, which could become a concern.
Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals is an immigration program that allows individuals without U.S. citizenship to receive a 2-year renewable period of deferred action from deportation. It also allows for a legal work permit to be obtained. Even though this is a legal victory for the DACA recipients in our area as well as across the country, there is still work that needs to be done. Local dreamers say that they too have an American dream.
Well, my hope going forwards, I think, and for many of us that are DACA individuals, is to potentially even be able to create a path to go for citizenship. I think that's something that all of us want.
The legal fight over DACA is not over, but those who support immigration reform hope that the higher court's decision will lead the U.S. in the right direction.
Our dream is to someday see that Congress would pass comprehensive immigration reform.
In Green Bay, Eric Richards, Local 5 News.
Tens of thousands gathered outside and inside two arenas in Tulsa last night for President Trump's first post-lockdown rally. Trump supporters, some there for days, brushed off COVID-19 warnings, while some Trump campaign workers test positive for the virus. Here's more from Tulsa.
CBS News has confirmed that 6 members of the president's campaign team working on this rally have tested positive for the coronavirus and have been quarantined. This comes as thousands of the president's supporters and counter-protesters converge on Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Trump, Trump, Trump!
Energized Trump supporters camped out for days outside of Tulsa's BOK Center, the site of tonight's rally.
4 more years. I love Trump.
Maybe we can all come together, reunite as a nation.
The president tweeted a warning to protesters and others who he says may cause trouble, saying you will not be treated like you have been in New York, Seattle, or Minneapolis. It will be a much different scene. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt.
We will protect your right to peacefully protest. There's a difference, though. When you start destroying someone else's property, then we're going to be there and we're going to be tough on that. We're going to make sure that we hold those folks accountable.
The in-person campaign rally is the first in more than 3 months since the pandemic paused 2020 politics. But Oklahoma health officials are worried about the timing. Coronavirus cases have surged in the Sooner State 158% compared to the last 2 weeks. The at-capacity arena for tonight's rally holds 19,000 people. As they enter, people are given temperature checks, sanitizer, and masks. But wearing the mask is optional. Less than a mile away, thousands continue to celebrate Juneteenth in the Greenwood District, the site of the Tulsa Race Massacre. Planned protests drawing large crowds are worrying officials about violence and the spread of the virus.
100,000 people will be in downtown Tulsa this weekend, along with plenty of security. Besides local police and sheriff deputies, there will be 250 National Guardsmen and more than 200 state troopers. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
In other Wisconsin news this morning, President Trump will be making a scheduled visit to Wisconsin next week as he'll visit the Fincantieri Marinette Marine. The president will tour the shipyard next Thursday, June 25th, and then deliver remarks afterwards. He is expected to discuss his administration's actions to expand the shipyard, creating thousands of additional jobs. The Trump administration awarded a contract to build 10 new ships at the Marine for up to $5.5 billion. In Oshkosh News this morning, the Public Library has announced they are resuming curbside service, and drop boxes will be also open for returns. The library will resume the contactless curbside pickup this coming Monday. Service was suspended after a staff member tested positive for COVID-19. The library will also start accepting returns of library materials to the drop boxes on Mount Vernon Street. Due dates for all materials have been extended to June 25th or later. All right, up next, we're going to revisit a hometown hero that witnesses things no one should. His story of survival when Local 5 News Sunday morning continues.
Had a little cloud cover early this morning, but more sunshine expected by the afternoon and high temperatures above average once again. Do we have more 80s in the forecast? We'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Local 5 News with Paul Evenson.